can be dangerous, Mai said. Mr. Midoriya and I have rejected several research projects, which, while they could have some great benefits, could also lead to massive disaster. Giant explosions, monsters, and other terrible, terrible things. However, Mr. Midoriya is a firm believer that you can't stop scientific progress. Right now we have a monopoly on science, but that won't be the case forever. Eventually, someone will disregard the risks and pursue this forbidden research, putting themselves and everyone else around them at risk. In order to prevent this, we've made Angel Island a place where the most dangerous research can be pursued, away from everyone else. So this, Angel Island, is a place made to protect the public from mad scientists. The interviewer asked. That's correct, Mike confirmed. The island is being made in cooperation with Ireland. They have a pretty vested interest in getting rid of their mad scientist as well. The island itself is mostly just land, but the ocean and sky surrounding it are going to be filled with the most advanced security on the planet, and there are strict rules. Anything that tries to leave the island without authorization gets destroyed. No exceptions. Warping will be blocked as well. The only way off the island without getting blown to Kingdom Come is to leave via jet after going through a lengthy inspection process. I see. But what about if someone somehow enters the island without permission? The interviewer asked. Like say someone accidentally flies there, or a plane gets off course? We're a bit more lax about things entering the island than we are about them leaving, Mai explained. In those cases, the security on the island will be issued to deal with intruders and send them away, assuming they survive anyway. We're not really worried too much about these sneaking into the island. Sure, if someone managed to get something out there, it could be dangerous, but that would require a thief to sneak onto a flying island. Deal with both the advanced inland security and whatever other unspeakable monsters there might be there, steal something, and get off the island without being destroyed by the most advanced defense force known to man. And with warp quirks not being able to be used on Angel Island, all of that is nearly impossible. Alright, but there's one thing I've been wondering about that you haven't mentioned. The interviewer said. Do you have a way of protecting these scientists from their own experiments? Absolutely. If we could do that, we'd already be doing those experiments. Mai said with a stern and serious look on her face. Let me be completely clear. If you volunteer to go to Angel Island, you are doing so with the full knowledge that you are probably going to die. You will be killed by either your own research or the research of your peers. We have top-of-the-line security there to try and protect the scientists, but even then we fully expect most of the people going there to die. And you're still sending people there regardless? The interviewer asked, looking absolutely stunned. Yes, and as cruel as that might sound, we have little other choice. Mike continued. It's not in our hands. It never was. We can't stop people from doing these experiments at some point. We can only put them in a controlled and secluded environment to minimize the damage done. Let me give you an example. Say there is an experiment that causes a massive explosion. Which would you rather happen? A lone scientist doing that experiment in secret in the city, or hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people, none of whom had any choice in the matter or knowledge that that would happen? Or would you rather that scientist do that experiment on Angel Island, killing at most a couple thousand scientists? All of them knew the risk of being there and chose to work there anyway. You have to choose, otherwise option happens. So it's a matter of sacrificing a few to save the many, the interviewer surmised. Not really. Can you say that we're sacrificing them when they do this to themselves? Mai pointed out. Also, let me be clear. The only people working on Angel Island will be people who know the risk and choose to work there anyway. And even then, any employee on Angel Island will always have the option to leave, provided that their leaving doesn't provide any security risks. Like if they get infected by some weird virus or something. Have you already taken these volunteers? The interviewer asked. Yes, we have a couple thousand volunteers. I sighed. I find it insane, but the fact that we were able to find that many people willing to completely disregard safety in such little time kind of proves Mr. Midoriya's point. It'd only take one of these guys to do something stupid, and an untold amount of people could die. Well, I suppose at the very least, it's good that the Midoriya Foundation is taking the danger presented by this seriously. The interviewer said, although I would like to talk a bit more about this new kind of science, you called it chaos science? What is it exactly? We've only heard rumors and seen complete products, but we don't know anything about it. Well, I'm sure you've heard the rumors that chaos science harnesses the power of quarks, I said. This is true, to an extent. You see, we discovered the secret of quarks. All quarks. And not just quarks. This energy is the base of all things. Chaos energy. A powerful energy with infinite potential. All energy, matter, and quarks contain chaos energy. If that's the case, then how haven't we been able to find this before now? The interviewer asked. That's because, while chaos energy is in everything, the chaos energy we have access to isn't pure, Mai explained. You see, there are two kinds of chaos energy. Pure chaos energy and impure chaos energy. Basically, you can think of pure chaos energy as a blank piece of paper. You can do anything with a blank piece of paper, but as soon as you do something with that paper, it becomes something else. And you can't really do anything else with it. That's impure chaos energy. There is pretty much no source of pure chaos energy that we can find naturally, and even if there was, pure chaos chaos energy turns into impure chaos energy almost instantly when exposed to pretty much anything. We've been surrounded by chaos energy all our lives, but since we weren't able to find the source, we were able to identify what we were looking at. I see, the interviewer said. In truth, she understood none of that, but just wanted to move on anyway. So you were able to find a source of this pure chaos energy then? Yes, due to the unlimited abilities of impure chaos energy in quarks, it's entirely possible that there would be a quirk that creates pure chaos energy. Might continue. And that's exactly what happened. I discovered someone capable of emitting pure chaos energy back when I was working for the DOC. I attempted to pursue studying them, however. I was told that it wasn't relevant to our tasks and that I needed to discontinue my research. Fortunately, Mr. Midoriya happened upon some of my research papers and took an interest in it. Deciding to create the scientific research branch of the Midoriya Foundation, and giving me the funding and ability to continue my research. But that just adds more questions. Why did Izuku Midoriya need a research branch? Why did he want to study chaos energy? What's his goal here? The interviewer asked. Well, Mr. Midoriya had a few reasons for wanting to support my research, I said. Part of it is because he thought it was an opportunity for profit. But he also had a genuine interest in our research. Mr. Midoriya loves quarks and discovering their capabilities, so he was curious to see what our research would produce. But the last and most important reason is he wanted to use our research to help protect his kids. So he didn't want to find a way to say, give himself a quirk? The interviewer asked. My side. Oh boy. That rumor. It's true we are studying ways to get rid of quirklessness. But first of all, Mr. Midoriya didn't know we'd be capable of that back when we first started funding our research. And secondly, this is more for the sake of quirkless people everywhere, not just Mr. Midoriya. But you are trying to get rid of quirklessness? The interviewer asked. Yes, that is one of our goals, I confirmed. Can't discriminate against the quirkless if quirklessness doesn't exist. But do you really think that this is the right solution? The interviewer asked. Instead of trying to confront discrimination, you're just making the vitamins conform to be like everyone else. Is a similar strategy going to be applied to people with weaker quirks, or people with weaker quirks? And what about the people who don't want to change? The quirkless are going extinct. My point to them, regardless of what we do, or whatever happens, quirklessness will cease to exist at some point. We're just speeding it along. And while we are also researching ways to enhance weaker quirks, none of this will be forced on people. Also, we aren't trying to make any changes to people with mutant quirks. We're not doing this to conform to anyone. We're doing this purely because of practical reasons. Well, I can only hope that people appreciate your efforts. The interviewer said. It seems we've run out of time. XXX. Hello, my name is Jeanette Arena, and this is my essay on quark theory and speculation. Today I'll be talking about Aries and her quark. Up until now, it's been thought that Aries quark reverses time on an organic thing and returns it to how it used to be. But that may not be true. Reversing time is something that is either extremely difficult or completely impossible, and there are certain things about Aries quark that makes me think she can't do it either. First of all, Aries quark doesn't work on non-organic objects. Why? Time affects everything, organic or not. So why can't she affect it? Second, it has to be living. She can't bring back the dead. Again, why? If she can control time, why such a random limitation? And lastly, and most damning, when she tried to restore All Might, she couldn't restore his quark to full power because it was too powerful. If she can manipulate time, this makes no sense. Regardless of how strong All Might's power is, it should be irrelevant in the face of time manipulation. It's this incident that caused me to believe in this hypothesis. Aries can't manipulate time. Instead, her quark just deconstructs and reconstructs something based on a kind of genetic blueprint. Something inorganic things would lack. It would also explain why she couldn't restore All Might's power. When someone's rebuilding something, they have to have the materials to do so, and Aries just didn't have enough raw power to replenish All Might's quark. It's like trying to fix a rundown building, but realizing you don't have enough glass or something. As for why she can't affect the dead, when something dies the body decays, perhaps causing the genetic blueprint to be damaged, so Aries quark can't do anything with it. It also might have something to do with chaos energy or rather the soul. So far, a soul can be considered as a clump of chaos energy, that carries our consciousness, our whole being. These souls can be seen directly in the collective unconsciousness. When something dies, its soul loses its connection to the physical realm and stays in the collective unconscious. It's likely Aries doesn't have enough power to completely replace a soul or bring it back from the collective unconsciousness, hence another reason she can't affect the dead. If Aries had a Chaos Emerald, then perhaps she could restore All Might or even bring back the dead. Unfortunately, Chaos Emeralds make Aries quark simply too uncontrollable. Even with China's help, Aries can't control her quark when enhanced by the emerald. A shame.